So this is going to be a walkthrough of the Mercenary additional orders for the Village to get triple S rank on all 3 DLC characters, kicking it off with Chris Redfield. From my understanding, it is possible to play as Chris without having played the Mercenaries before on this area, which means that you will only have the base money, which I believe is 20,000, but I actually couldn't confirm that anywhere online. So I'm going to be treating 20,000 as 0, not going below it, but you want to sell all of your rifle ammo, your rifle, and your 2 flash grenades, and that'll be enough for you to fully upgrade the power on your pistol. And then we can go ahead and start the area. Now I'm going to butcher some of the pronunciations, but I am trying to use the official names because that's just who I am as a person, which means these are Lycans, and these guys, I would call them Wraiths, but they're Morokais, I think? So I'm not going to grab any of the abilities on this run. I am still going to walk up to them to sort of simulate the time out of the day that it takes to get them, but I don't want you to think that this walkthrough is dependent on any specific power-up that I end up getting throughout the run, even if it's like a tank power-up. We're going to run over here and grab this rifle ammo so that we can sell it later. Take out this Lycan, and then should be 2 Morokais and a Lycan. Oh, almost got away. So even if you don't get this power-up, you still want to run up here because that is, from my understanding, what triggers the spawn of the large Lycan at the bottom of the hill. You'll get that little buzz notification that your combo's about to run out, so you want to pop that Morokai on the ground, and that is sort of the one part of the run that you can fail on, is losing your combo there. If you kill that Morokai too early, and then the large Wolfman takes a little bit too long getting up the hill, or you miss too many shots. Now, 17 out of 30 is what you want to be at right before you start heading up this hill. I think the other Morokai, there he is. Sometimes he spawns weird, but now the rest of the enemies are condensed into this area for the remainder of the run. So we can just pop that Morokai, run up here, grab this power-up, take out that one, and then the fully powered-up pistol is really great for taking out the large Lycans. You know, just a couple of headshots, even if you're just getting body shots. That's what I really like about RE Village, is you don't kind of have to worry about aiming too much. You can just run and gun through the mercenary modes because your abilities are so your guns rather are so powerful. And then, you know, I'm sure that there's multiple ways to do this, right? It's just, all you really need to do is make sure that you kill all of the enemies in a combo and get all of the extra time banks, and you should be good to go. And we really don't need money too badly, right? We're just kind of going for, I'm just going to grab all of it so that you have all the tools available and still know that this is a triple S. You don't have to, like, follow this to the letter, right? You just need to full combo kill and get all of the time banks. So now we're going to sell all of our excess, our large crystal, our rifle ammo, and that should be enough to run out quite a few upgrades on our pistol here. A few capacity upgrades. Yep, should have 750 left over. And we're just going to run straight into Area 2. You don't really need to worry about picking up handgun ammo either. You know, you are going to end this with like 500-something ammo to spare. So I'm going to miss the first guy, grab this time bank, run under the bridge. I used to kill the guy first, but every now and then I would actually sort of fail the combo here because when I'd come back out from getting this power-up, I would get shot by an arrow and then maybe hit by another enemy, and it would just kind of stun lock me and my combo would drop, so I don't like to take the risk. But run up here and get this power-up, and once you have 7 out of 23 dead enemies, that's when you want to come up here on the left, grab this time bank, and then the Morokai that we left should be right here waiting for you. Sometimes he's down there a little bit more, and that should be enough to get you to this Lycan. And then I like to move over here and take out this guy before running up, just because the body block can be a little annoying if you try to kill him as soon as you are running up that side. I got a little bit body blocked there. Not a big deal, though. You can just take these guys out normal. You can shoot the barrel. It doesn't really matter. And then I forgot to equip my hand grenade to a shortcut, so I'll equip it now. And then basically as soon as you get into view of this pillar, you just want to pop that down to take out the 2 large Lycans. It's a pretty easy maneuver. You know, if you fail it and you have to kick out one of them with your handgun, it's not the biggest deal in the world. We're going to run up here and get this power up, and that's kind of where we're going to stay for the remainder of the run. Take out all of the archers, get hit with an arrow apparently, and then the new ones should drop down and spawn. So you take out the 2 on top, and then these guys are just down here. You can go and get the money, you cannot get the money. It's technically more point efficient to skip the money, I believe, and just get the extra time points, but again, it doesn't really matter, right? This is still going to give you the triple S rank, even if you go and collect all the money. Maybe you want to use some of Chris's cool tools and stuff that I'm just more or less ignoring. So we're going to sell the rifle ammo, the large crystal, finally finish upgrading our ammo capacity, and with our last 15,000, going to buy one of the laser targeters. Although, if you don't have enough money for whatever reason, absolutely just skip the last ammo upgrade. So you can take out this hauler, I believe their names are. The actual trophy for the haulers said that they, or rather showed them as the ones with the mask. So there's 5 enemies outside, then we try to move into the cabin. There's a couple more haulers, and this Soldant Eins. We get to 9, and then 2 spawn here. Sometimes 3 spawn here. And I haven't really been able to figure out what triggers that, but once you're at 11 out of 32, you're good to hop through the window. And then I like to take out the Lycan on the roof while running over to get this hourglass. And then we're just going to take a leisurely stroll through the cabin while running and gunning at these haulers. There will be 3 here in the doorway. It's a little cramped. You can use a hand grenade here if you want to. It's not going to slow you down at all. And then take out the Soldant Eins. So if you are struggling there, you just use a hand grenade. Grab that, turn around, run over here. You can actually ignore that pickup on the left because it is just rifle ammo. And we're not going to have a chance to sell it, so it's not actually anything for us. Take out all of these haulers. And then for the Soldant Eins, you can shoot the barrel and then just pop them in the back a couple of times. And now at the bottom of the hill, we're just going to use our laser targeter here on the Varkalok, which is actually going to take out a lot of the enemies as well. The explosion range on that is pretty massive. But if you do just have to run down the hill and take out the haulers the old-fashioned way, you know, so be it. 31. Oh, there's one back there. I didn't quite finish him off. And you should have, you know, well over 6.5 minutes left on the clock. I haven't actually calculated out, like, the exact point total that you need to get the triple S. So now we're going to run this back with Carl Heisenberg. I've played around with a couple Heisenberg builds. The one that I have come to enjoy the most for the village specifically is fully upgrading the saw blade. And you will have the full 40,000 if you can play Heisenberg, from my understanding. So we're just going to spend all of that extra money. Don't forget to equip the saw blade when you come in, because I believe something else is equipped by default. But what I like about the saw blade full upgrade is that, 1, it goes through enemies, like you just saw there. 2, a body shot with a 2-charge saw blade is all it takes to kill enemies on this level. And that, yeah, just a 2-power body shot, and boom, the enemies are dead. And I like being able to, yeah, line up those multi-kills like that. But it's going to be the same path that we used for Chris. Just because if you deviate from the paths, spawns can get a little weird. Here you have to be careful not to take out the lying down Mordecai, so that you can come up here, get this power up, turn around, and then take them out again here. Now this is where I like to drop my Panzer, or it would be, but the Panzer actually starts on cooldown, so we've got to take out this Lycan pretty quickly. That was very fortunate. I think usually it takes a few more hits than that. Once you're up here, oh, missed that. Once you're up here again, smooth sailing. It's just that bottom of the hill Lycan that can kind of end the run if you're having an issue with him spawning too late or killing him too slowly and your combo drops. I really don't use my hammer at all. Whoopsie! It's embarrassing. So one thing I've noticed about the DLC characters is that all of them function a little bit differently in terms of their special abilities. For example, Chris Redfield, his onslaught bar transfers from area to area. So if you fully proc it here in Area 1, you'll have a full bar on Area 2. For Heisenberg, the Panzer, your little 4 button here, you know, your buddy that you summon, that cooldown does not reset in between areas. So if the last thing you do in an area is drop the Panzer, then it will be on cooldown at the start of the next one. So that's why I'm not just going to sort of needlessly drop it there. We're just going to... We really don't need anything else. I'm going to grab a Panzer cooldown just because, and then I guess I'll grab Iron Will just to sort of reiterate that it really does not matter what you buy once you have the fully upgraded saw blade. That's how easy the village is. Oh, don't want to kill this guy. So I think Heisenberg has one of the more simplistic runs just because you can fully upgrade your weapon at the very beginning and that's all you'll ever need. And then, because you're in a little chokehold here and your thing goes through enemies, again, we still only need 2 charges of the saw blade. in order to one-shot these with a body shot. So we're going to come up here, get this power up, take it. Oh, missed that. There we go. There you are. There you go. Nope, missed again. That was a 1. Alright, so that was a little... Oh, wow. You're not supposed to be here. But that's fine, because this is actually where I like to drop my Panzer. You know, if you want to, you can save it for the top of the hill, where you have the 2 large Lycans that drop immediately. Actually got a little bit fortunate with the body block there. And then I think, yeah, it took out one of these archers once we aim for the barrel here. And then as I start to come up, I'm going to charge up a 3 charge so that I can immediately drop it on one of the large Lycans. Now again, this is absolutely a fine place to go ahead and use the Panzer. And again, same as Chris, we're going to run to the top here, grab this power up, and then stay up here more or less, taking out everybody. Let's see if I can nail this. Haha, got it. Showing off a little bit. Again, this is definitely the run where the money matters the least, because you are, you know, you get the saw blade and you're good to go for the remainder of the village at least. That'll probably change in other areas, but for now at least, I'm not even going to buy anything just to sort of drive the point home. So the Panzer here, I'm going to use immediately because I want it to be up again for the Varkalok. I miss you! Yeah. Okay, so 5 enemies means we're good to go into this area, where there'll be, you know, a couple of haulers as well as this sold-out Eins. And on this area of the game, the third area of the village, you do actually need to start full charging your saw blades in order to one-shot the enemies with body shots. The 2 charge no longer does it. As you can see, that guy's going to be fine. A 2 charge will still one-shot on a headshot, so if you can do that consistently, by all means. And then once we're at 11 out of 32, when I get through, there's no difference between the haulers and the wolfmen at this point. In terms of health pool, they both will still take the 3 full saw blade charges. Just take out this guy, tight a little bit, get my charges up. It takes about 2.2 seconds. So this... Oh, the saw blade actually does do a little bit of damage while it's out in front of you, but it's pretty negligible. Let's see if I can get the heart first try. Nice. Go ahead and grab this power up. Just fall down the ladder here again. Whoopsie. This is the one sort of failable area of the run where, again, you need to quickly get through this and take out one of the archers pretty immediately. I see that my Panzer is back online, so I can go ahead and drop that on the Varkalok. We're going to do the same thing that we did before here. We're going to shoot the barrel and then hit the sold-out Eins in the back. I think you only need a 2 charge to finish him off. And then, like, if you want to, you can run in here and grab the power-up. I'm not going to just because this is the last area of the run. It doesn't add anything to the total score, and you don't need anything to finish off this area. So we're just going to take out the haulers, drop the Panzer on the Varkalok. Then there should be one behind. Oh, not dead. Whoopsie. Hit the barrel. Hit the Varkalok. Cool. And then just take out this guy. And we're good to go. Whoopsie. It's about 40 seconds slower than the Chris run just because you can't run and gun as efficiently, but that is still going to be a triple S. And finally, we have Lady Dimitrescu. She is the hardest character in my opinion just because she's full melee, and I'm sure that on later stages I'm going to have a little bit more trouble. I'm going to need to adapt the builds and things like that. But for this first area, the village, it's fine to just fully upgrade your claws, throw a power into your insect swarm, and be on your merry way. And again, I think you need to have 40,000 lei to be playing Lady Dimitrescu at all, so I'm just going to full spend there. Now you have a right hook, a left hook, and a double hook, and the double hook will one-shot all of the fodder enemies in this area, the Mordecais and the Lycans. So just going to kind of run through, spam that insect swarm while it's on cooldown. It's a relatively low cooldown, so don't be afraid to use it. Boom. Okay, got that guy. Insect swarm here. Down the Lycan. And you don't really have any staggers, so you can kind of just like run through everybody. Now, I don't want to use an insect swarm here just because if I hit the Mordecai on the ground, then we got a little bit of an issue. I'm going to come over here, grab this, turn around, grab the crystal fragment, and then about here I will turn around and throw it because it is a little easy to miss at longer ranges. So now that my thrill bar is totally full, I'm just going to go ahead and throw an ornate at the large lichen at the bottom of the hill. Don't want to play around with potentially missing out on my combo. And then again, looking for that 17 out of 30 before we start heading up the hill. And then because we are up here, just to save some time, we are going to drop our daughter. The thrill bar for Lady Dimitrescu does not transfer between areas, so it's a use it or lose it mechanic. So don't feel bad about, at the end of the run, sort of just throwing out everything, because you are going to go back down to 0 when you start the second area. Looks like my daughter's doing a great job cleaning everything up for me, just making it a little bit quicker to get through, which can be nice because it's easy to, like, it can be easy to drop your combo in the third area, and, you know, sort of the faster you get through these first areas, the more leeway you have to get a triple S even after dropping your combo.
As you wish.
So rather than keep going on the power on the insect swarm, I'm actually going to upgrade the thrill value of my claws and call it a day, move on to the second area. Now, one of the reasons that I find Dimitrescu so hard is not only am I full melee, but I also have a quicker damage fall off. For example, when we did this area with Heisenberg, we were still able to use the same level of power that we did in the first area in order to one-shot all of the enemies. Here, we are already at the point where we are no longer one-shotting lichens and Mordekai's with our double claw attack. So we're going to get through here. We're going to need to use a double claw and a single claw. They're going to be left with like a sliver of HP, as you can see here. You need to kind of get used to crouching. And you don't have to double claw anymore, because 2 single claw attacks will also kill them. I just kind of like to stay in the habit of the double claw. And I like having the upgraded thrill on my claws, because I think that Cassandra and all my daughters are very useful in this area. Come around here to, where is our first? There he is. Gets around the rocks sometimes. I'm not going to use my ornate. I like to use that at the top of the castle when the 2 large lichens spawn. Let me see if I can actually snipe this guy out. No, I missed that. Definitely missed that. You don't have to crouch through here, which is nice. You actually don't have to crouch until the third area, really. But we're just going to make our way up here. Go ahead and use it there. Again, it is a relatively low cooldown, so I don't mind sort of just running it out. And then as soon as I get to the top here, this does act like a grenade. There is like an explosion radius. And then, now that that's done, I will drop my daughter. Looks like it's going to be Cassandra this time. And again, I'm going to run up here, take out this lichen, grab the power-up, throw the insect swarm over here. And the reason that Cassandra is important is because, like, the farther off lichens can be rather difficult to hit with the insect swarm. I'm just going to throw my ornate fixture at that one to take it out. Go ahead and use a lady's lipstick if you need to. You know, you're not going to need all of them for the last area. I will kind of be spamming them as we get closer to the Varkalok, but we maintain the full combo on that one. Let's see if we can finish out the run. Been rather inconsistent on my village run with her lately. I'm just going to up the damage on my insect swarm.
Ah, it's fine. All finished.
As well as my thrill value, and kind of call it a day there.
Good day, then.
There we go. Her controls feel a little buggy sometimes. I don't always get the turnaround that I want. And now here, we're already at the point where 2 single claw attacks are not one-shotting enemies anymore. We need to do a double claw into a single. And then you can just insect swarm one of these guys, or you can actually just walk up and hit them. That is sort of the nice thing about being 12 feet tall. And then we do have to crouch to get into the house. I'm just gonna... Okay. Actually can't use mine for some reason. Again, I feel like she has some pretty buggy controls sometimes. Alright, we're at 11 out of 32, which means we're safe to go through. I don't like dropping my daughter here because it gets a little inconsistent in terms of tracking who I have and have not killed. So sometimes it's a little bit of a liability, something that'll make you drop your combo. So I'm going to hang on to that until we're sort of in the more open final area. I'm just going to go through here. You do have to crouch to get in here. But, you know, you just kind of claw your way through. There we go. Yeah, I thought there was one left. You want to be at 19 out of 32 before you move on. So we're going to pop down here, and this does uncrouch you, so you do have to recrouch to get through this area, specifically this one. I think you saw me run and stand up there a little bit. Now I'm going to... Okay. That can be a part where you fail to run is... or not even fail to run, but drop your combo, which is not run failing, by the way. If you drop your combo, you can still get a triple S here, which is nice because sometimes these are a little hard to hit. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to drop my daughter. I'm going to go in here and just, for the sake of... Okay, so you can't actually use your ornate fixture while you are crouched, is I think what I'm finding out here. So you do just have to go in and claw it out. My daughter cleaning things up pretty well for me here. I'm just going to throw my ornate fixture at the Barkalock. And then right behind me, the final enemy. And we can run through for completion now. Again, about on par time-wise with where we were at with Heisenberg. And should be a triple S. Oh, no record even. Look at that.